In this demo, I'm going to show the ability within DocGen CLM to generate standard template documents that can be incorporated into your internal business processes. The screen here is the DocGen CLM tool, and it's a tool where all your key documents can be stored in a safe and secure repository. I'm going to start off by generating an MSA document. So if I click my Generate Contract and Generate MSA button, what you can see here is I'm presented with two options. I could upload third-party paper, so CLM has the capability to have any kind of third-party document uploaded into the system and still go as part of your business defined business process. Or I've got the ability to select my MSA document here, which is a standard internal document that will use dynamic data based on the particular agreement. So if I click MSA, what you can see here is I'm presented with a few key fields. If I go through and I complete my key information, what we'll see here is that any information that's entered on this screen here will automatically present into the generated contract. And you could, for instance, have elements like key clauses, which have kind of standard and fallback options and allow users to be able to select between different versions of that particular clause. So I'd go through and complete the screen, and when I click next, what I'll do is I'll be able to see a preview of that standard document prior to submitting it into the CLM system. So a typical use case here might be, for instance, a sales team. They want a quick and easy way to be able to create a document. They don't need to go and find it anywhere in a repository. They just need to click a button, complete a few pieces of information that's specific to that agreement, for instance, the name of the counterparty, and then that information will automatically go into your generated document. So you can see here is highlighted, for instance, I've got the name of the customer here based on what I entered previously. I've also got the effective date based on what I entered previously. And so these are pulling from the previous data points to allow for a standard template with a list of standard clauses, but with certain areas that can be dynamic based on user entry. So if I click save, what will happen is that this document will now be submitted into the CLM system, and it will begin the defined business workflow process. So the workflow tool can be configured based on your particular business needs. In this example, what happens upon, for instance, sales submitting the document is that legal will receive a task to review the document. And before I get to there, what we can see is that the document that's just been uploaded has been stored inside the CLM repository. And so here I've got my other sources CLM, I've got the name of the account, and I can see currently my document is in the in progress folder. And this folder structure again can be catered based on kind of what's logical for your users and for how your users like to find documents inside the system. So if I click over to my tasks tab, what I can see here now is, as a legal, I've got my legal inbox, and I can see tasks that have been assigned to me as legal. So if I, for instance, click this bottom one here from a task that was submitted earlier, I can see my document. I can choose to kind of do any key actions like download, upload a new version. You can also use Office Online if you use the Microsoft suite of tools, so you don't have to actually separately download the document. There is also a DocGen Edit plugin that could be used again, so that you don't have to download it locally, but still you are able to make edits. And down the line, there also will be the ability for the Google suite of products as well. But what I can see here is I can see my document. I could, for instance, look at any key attributes associated with my document.